Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to Eli Talks Football and welcome to another episode of Premier League Predictions, episode number 26. 12 more games to go. Games are coming in thick and fast, and it's not too long until the international break comes up, which is about a month's time. So games are coming in thick and fast. Time is going quick, it really has going quick. So yeah, so today is Friday. You know what that means. It's time for me to predict this weekend's Premier League predictions. Of course, there's two big games, one in the Premier League and that is Arsenal versus Newcastle. Like it's the they call it it's a disgrace derby, like AFTV called it. So which is weird, but that makes total sense because Arsenal revenge after that, controversial Anthony's goal when Newcastle beat them 1-0 in November. So there we go. But outside of it, a really big game outside of the Premier League is the Carabao Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool at Wembley. So, of course, I ain't going to predict that one because I'm going to be doing the match preview with that one for tomorrow's video. So make sure you guys check that out. But yeah, some really big games outside of the Premier League. And it's but in the Premier League, it's also for his Newcastle, and that game is a Saturday night 8 p.m. kickoff right after the Bournemouth versus Manchester City game. So yeah, that's going to be a huge game. But before we get things started, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're new to this channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Click the like button if you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the bell notification so that I never miss any of my YouTube content. Because tomorrow, like I said, there's going to be preview for the Carabao Cup final. And on Sunday, I'm going to go live and a match reaction. Well, maybe I'll do one during the live watch along for the Carabao Cup final. So make sure you guys don't miss any of that one. So make sure you hit the bonus notification as well. So now that's all. Now those old things out of the way. Let's start. So as you can see, there's no trophy tipping kickoff because this weekend is a Carabao Cup final, so that's why there's no trophy tipping kickoff. So we're gonna go straight to the 3 p.m. kickoff, and the first one is Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest. Of course, Aston Villa managed to get that 2-1 win against Fulham, whereas for Nottingham Forest, I believe they've what's their last game? I think they've lost their. What was Nottingham Forest's last game? Let's have a look. One sec. Oh yeah, they beat West Ham. Okay, so both teams did win that game. Now, of course, this game is at Villa Park. Now the now the now the worry thing is, if you're a Villa fan, is that your last three games at home have been particularly that great, because you've lost against Chelsea, you've lost against Newcastle, and you've lost against Manchester United. So the big question is, can Aston Villa get that home and can bounce back after that three home defeats in all competitions, or not so Forest get another win? So listen, it's really difficult to predict this one, but since as Villa, I've got better. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong, not the Forest are improving under Nuno, but I feel like as Villa need to get this win because if they lose this game and if Tottenham and Man United win, Aston Villa could be from fourth to sixth after next weekend. So Aston Villa need to get that win, and also in if they get that win, do I think they win the title race? No, but they can be chance of it. So listen, I don't see as Villa finishing in the top four. I really don't. But if they want to at least finish better than the Europa League, they need to get some wins. So listen, even though Nottingham Forest are improving, I see Villa getting this win. I really do. So for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for as Villa to win 3-1. Because I see Nottingham Forest scoring likes of Carlos Odoi. But since this game is at Villa Park, and let's not forget, the reason why Aston lost those three games is because, there were some big teams, Newcastle, Chelsea, Man United. All of them are big clubs. But for Nottingham Forest, even though they've won two Champions Leagues, they're not part of the big six, if you know what I mean. So That's why I think for me, as Villa, will get that revenge, even though Nottingham Forest are doing well. So there we go. But yeah, for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a 3-1 Villa win. The goal scores, I'm gonna go for Ollie Watkins to score twice and Leon Bailey to score as well. For Forest, I'm gonna go Callum Hudson-Odoi, and that is it. So yeah, 3-1 to Villa is gonna be my prediction for that game tomorrow. Right. The next one is Brighton up against Everton. Now, of course, when these faced each other last season, Everton smashed Brighton 5-1, which I didn't expect that to happen. But listen, this time, Everton points deducted. Now, I did hear that Everton are going to return the points and then they're going to drop down to it yet again. So, which is really straight at the same time. But listen, Brighton beat Sheffield United 5-0, which listen, I ain't surprised that they did, but listen, this one is this game for Brighton is going to be a bit difficult than the Sheffield United one because Everton are fighting for their lives, because if they didn't get points deducted, then I believe Everton will not be in this trouble. But listen, Everton need to get these wins because in the last couple of games, there have been draws and a couple of losses. So listen, they need to get that win because Everton right now are in 17. So that draw against Crystal Palace, which I did say 1-1, was good, but I feel like a win would have done better. And they need to win as well because if they lose and Luton Town, actually no. And actually, Luton Town played a game in no, actually, yeah, Luton Town also got a game in hand. Was it against Bournemouth? Yeah. So listen, Everton need to get this win because they win. If they beat Brighton, then they'll be 3 points out of Luton Town with a game in hand. So it's a must win for Everton. For Brighton, if they win and Man United lose, they'll be 3 points behind them. So listen, for me, it's a must win game for Everton. Now, I don't know what to say about this one, but oh, it's difficult. But you know what? Yeah, I think Everton might do this again. Like, do I expect them to destroy Brighton? No. But I feel like they will get this win. I have, but I'm not. It's so difficult, because I'm thinking that this could be another draw. But Everton need to get this win. I can see this being a draw, but in fact, what? In fact, let me see what was the last game where these two clubs face each other. Let me have a look. What was it? It was 1-1. Yeah. So I'm thinking that this could be the same thing again. That this could be 1-1 as well. So yeah, I'm gonna go for 1-1. I'm gonna go for 1-1 because I don't know. I really don't know I mean, Everton are fighting for their life, so they need to get this win. For Brighton, they want to fight. They're seven, so they're in the Conference League place, but they want to at least finish in the Europa League again. So, but I see this being a 1-1 again. Like, I really hope Everton get this win, but I just doubt it. I really do. So I'm going to go for 1-1 between Brighton and Everton. So there we go. Right. The next one is Crystal Palace up against Burnley. Now, of course, Burnley got that 5-0 humiliated win against Arsenal. For Crystal Palace, their last game was against what's their last game? Was it against Chelsea? No, it cannot be. Let me see. What was Crystal Palace's last game? Oh yeah, against Everton, which they drew 1-1. For this game, their new manager did really well against Crystal Palace because I saw the tactics. They've allowed Everton to control the ball, but I feel like Crystal Palace did create some chances and they would have won this game. So I feel like the new and plus it's the new manager bounce and it's at home. So that's why I think for me, Crystal Palace needs to get this win. Because guess what? They're only 5 points above the relegation. So I believe Crystal Palace needs to get this win, and I believe they will get this win. So that's why I'm going to go for. I need to go for 2-1. 3-0, 3-1 to Crystal Palace, but I don't think they'll. I feel like they will keep a clean sheet. So I'm going to go for the same result in the first fixture, which was 2-0 to Palace. So I feel like it's going to be the same thing for tomorrow's game. 2-0 to Palace. The goal scores. I'm going to go for um, not sure. Edward and I think that might be it. So I'm going to go for 2-0 Palace. I don't. For me, Sheffield United will go down. I think Burnley will do the same thing. Because in terms of the goal difference, Burnley, I mean, Chris Sheffield United have the worst defensive record so far. 65 goals they conceded. 65. And they have a minus 43 goal difference. Whereas for Burnley, it's 55 they conceded, and minus 30. So Sheffield United and Burnley have like Sheffield United have the worst goal difference to Burnley, but I feel like these two clubs will go down, so there's no point. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go for Crystal Palace 2-0 win against Burnley. I feel like it's going to be another game where Burnley don't score and they don't get another win under Vincent Company. And I'm not sure why the owners are not sacking Vincent Company, even though he did a good job last season in the Championship. I'm not sure why they're not sacking him and bringing in another manager if he gets what I mean. But we'll have to wait and see. But I feel like every game Burnley's going to lose. I feel like they will do that. So yeah, I'm going to go for 2-0 to Crystal Palace for that game tomorrow. Right. The next game is Manchester United at home to Fulham. Now, of course, Man United got that win against Luton Town just about, and I believe it should have been at least 4-1 because their one-on-ones. I don't know how much was Hoyland, and I believe it was Garnacho that missed them chances. So even though Luton Town excuse me, did create more chances than Manchester United, I believe Man United, if they would have scored those goals, then that'll be 4-1 and that will put them in the driving seat. But 2-1, which I did predict got that right. So there we go. Fulham, they've lost against Aston Villa at home. So yeah, for this game, and the breaking news 2 days ago is that Sim Jim Ratcliffe have accepted and he's gonna be taking Manchester United. And I'm hearing that they're gonna buy more players and they're gonna build like a new stadium like the Wembley. Like I'm not sure if you're a Manchester United fan, I feel like you could be happy, but maybe some of them will be like, that's a bit too early. But I do like the sound of that one. So we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, for this game, Man United at home to Fulham. So yeah, I'm gonna go for. Do I see Fulham scoring? Maybe the likes of William. So believe. Listen, Man United get bare 2-1. The Luton Town one, the As Villa one. So I feel like this is going to be another 2-1 Manchester United win, even though it's at home. I expect them to get more than 2 goals, but listen, Man United are struggling. They really have been. So, but I believe they'll win this game. The goal scorers. Now, I'm did hearing that Wesley Hoyland, yeah, is having like a muscular injury. And if that happens, then boy, oh boy, Man United injuries haven't been that great. So the great question is, who's going to be starting up top without Wesley Hoyland? But listen, I feel like Man United have got better players than Fulham. So that's why the goal scorers for me, I'm going to go for Minamino and maybe Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, Minamino, Bruno Fernandes for Fulham. I'm going to go for Willian. And that's going to be basically it. So yeah, 2-1 to Manchester United is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. So yeah, that game and the Man United game and also the Villa game is going to be the games I'm going to be watching out for the 3 p.m. kickoffs tomorrow. So there we go. So yeah, those are going to be the games I'll be watching for the 3 p.m. kickoffs. Then we move on into Saturday Night Football, and that game will be shown live on Sky Sports, and it's Bournemouth versus Manchester City. Now, don't get me wrong, Bournemouth have been looking good the last couple of games, including that 2-2 draw against Newcastle away from home. So don't get me wrong, Bournemouth are starting to look a bit better, but listen, this is Manchester City we're talking about. And yes, in the last couple of performances, they haven't been particularly that great. Like the Chelsea game, they made so many chances, like Erling Haaland, like 2 clear-cut chances, and just put it wide. For the Brentford game, it's kind of like the same thing, but they got the job done. Now listen, I know everyone expecting Bournemouth to do something, but listen, Manchester City, like Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Haaland, Foden, they've got some wicked players still. And listen, and even though Liverpool have won their game in hand, if Man City win, they'll only be like 1 point behind Liverpool. So Man City and Arsenal, which I'm going to get to next, over to you. If you drop points, then boy, oh boy, you have really let Liverpool have a slight chance of winning the league. So if they don't Liverpool to win the league, Man City need to win. And I believe they will do that. So for this game, I'm gonna go for 3-0 City. And I know that they haven't been convincing, but I believe if Kevin De Bruyne starts this game like he should have done in the game against Brentford, then I believe he'll help Erling Haaland to at least score twice and maybe Phil Foden as well. But if Kevin De Bruyne doesn't start, then boy, oh boy, I'm not sure why that is. And I know they don't Kevin De Bruyne to be back from injury, but start him. You bench him in a game against Brentford, start him in a game against Bournemouth, you know what I mean. So yeah. So I'm going to go for 3-0 City. The goal scorers, Haaland to score twice and Phil Foden to score as well. And when it comes to goal scorers, I'm actually really good. I'm really good when it comes to goal scorers because I predicted them and they actually scored as well. So I'm very good when it comes to like, who the goal scorers is. So there we go. So that's why I'm starting to really get good in my predictions and who's going to score in that game. So starting to look good. My brain is starting to function well, if you know what I mean. So yeah. But yeah, 3-0 to City is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. Right. The final Saturday's game, and that game is going to be live on TNT Sports 1, which I'm looking forward to. Arsenal at home against Newcastle United. Now listen, Arsenal, I don't know what's going on with them. I mean, every time I see them in the Champions League, it looks like the last 7 games, like it looks like they don't have that European heritage at all. They have lost here to another Portuguese team. You know, last season, in Sporting, they lost at home, yeah, on penalties. On Wednesday night, they lost against Porto. And listen, I know I don't like to banter Arsenal fans, but if you're watching this right now, I'm going to tell you this stat here. This is the first time, yeah, that Arsenal had no shots on target in the Champions League since March 2011. Yeah, 12 years ago. I can't remember the game that happened, but that's the first time in 12 years that they had no shots on target. You know, and the fact that they've returned to the Champions League for the first time in 7 years, it looks like they still kind of get it over the line. Don't get me wrong. I believe here that Arsenal will turn it around at the Emirates. And they need to get this win. If they only beat the 1-0, then that's not good enough. They need to at least score 2 or more goals in order for them to qualify for the quarterfinal. You know, whereas for Porto, I mean, if they want to go through to the next round, they either have to win or to get a draw because they got the advantage. So if Porto can do what Lisbon did last season, then boy, it just proves to me that Arsenal have no European heritage. They just don't. You return back to the Champions League and they lost 1-0. And don't get me, and listen, that's half time. They need to really put out much better performance at the Emirates, because if they put out the same performance as they did against Porto, then I don't see them going through. But if they put out the same performance like they did against Liverpool at home, then I see them going through. So Arsenal, that game against Porto, I mean, listen, there's not really much to talk about other than the guy that scored that wicked goal in injury time. He had the chance before to put that in the back of the net. Like he took the shot the first time, then we all thought that was in. Even the Porto fans thought that was in, but it didn't. Then he tried it again. It was off target. So, but yeah, well done to was it Galeno or something like that scored that wicked goal to make up his first attempt. So listen, Arsenal cannot put that same performance when these two clubs face each other in 3 weeks' time. So yeah, I've watched that game. Arsenal were just absolutely horrendous. Porto deserved to win because defensively they're good, and I still cannot believe that 41-year-old still plays for Porto. I would have thought that he was going to be retired by now, but the fact that he just did much better than in Arsenal just proves to you listen, I want to say this year to any Arsenal fan that predicted 4-1 or something like that, you better hold that. Because if I was an Arsenal fan, I would never predicted that. If I would have taken a draw at least, to go to the Emirates Stadium, because you cannot compare Burnley to Porto. Like Porto have won the Champions League, and even though they're not close to Sporting Lisbon or Benfica, they always go to the Champions League every single season. For Burnley right now, they're in the relegation zone. So, listen, for the Burnley game, if I was an Arsenal fan, I expect this game to be 5-0 because Burnley are just shit. But for the Porto game, I expect this game to be difficult because this is not the Premier League that they face. This is the Champions League, and anything can happen because that's a competition. yeah, a footballing competition for the Premier League. It's just like, like the league. Like there's no finals to this. There's only the titleways, the top four, the Europa League, the relegation. Whereas for the Champions League, it's a major competition. So that's why every Arsenal fan needs to really be serious and just not be deluded and just be real, if you get what I mean. So with those teams that predicted 4-1, you better hold that. You should be apologizing to Porto because you disrespected them and they punished you for it. Like if I was a Chelsea fan and I went to the Porto game, I expect every game to be difficult. Of course, I expected Chelsea to win, but if you want to be real, I would take a draw. But if we lose this game, then I'll be disappointed. But it's only half time, if you know what I mean. I'll not be saying, oh, 4-1 like Porto, like Burnley. No way, Jose. Like, no way. Like, you get what I mean. So, also fans, listen. I think you turn out the Emirates, but if you don't, boy, oh boy, then Mikel Arteta is under serious pressure because spending 700 million a year and not getting a trophy. There's got to be some serious questions, because if Chelsea win the trophy and Arsenal don't, then I believe Chelsea will have a better season. Because yes, finishing 10th is not that great, but what's the aim of football is to win. Yeah, is to win. Because I'm going to be sharing to Arsenal fans, especially to Spurs fans. Yeah. So if Arsenal don't win the trophy and Chelsea do the cup double, I believe Chelsea will have a much better season. And we've got to be real because winning trophies is so much better than finishing in the top four and winning nothing. Because don't get me wrong, I want my team to finish in the top four and win a trophy. But if Chelsea aren't in the top four and I want to get into Europe, then I want Chelsea to win a trophy, whether it's the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup. I want to be in Europe and to win trophies at the same time. Because that's the aim of football is to win. You get what I mean? So there we go. But yeah, also have a job to do. But listen, they faced Newcastle United and they're looking for revenge because I've watched that game and I thought to myself, that ball was out of play. It really was out of play. So Anthony Gordon's goal should have stood. But listen, do I think Arsenal will bounce back? Yes. If they drop points, then if they keep on dropping points and keep on performing the way they did against Porto, then I think Mikel Arteta should be questioned. Do I think they will sack him? No, but there's got to be some serious questions about this. There really has got to be. But listen, I think they'll bounce back. Now, do I expect Arsenal to do what they did against Burnley? No, because Newcastle are in eighth place and they need to get this win because teams like West Ham and Chelsea and Wolves could catch up to them if they don't do it. So there we go. So I expect Arsenal to win this game. Of course, when these two clubs face each other, it was 0-0. But that was the season, when Newcastle were doing so well and they finished in the top four and they were in the Carabao Cup final as well. This season, they're not in the top four. They're in eighth place. They're out of the Carabao Cup, so they're not particularly doing well. So I think Arsenal keep a clean sheet for this one. So for this game, or do I see Newcastle scoring? Actually, no, I changed my mind. I see Newcastle scoring, but I see also getting that win. So my prediction for this game, I'm going to go 3-1 to Arsenal. I'm going to go 3-1. For Newcastle, I'm not sure who's going to be scoring. Maybe the likes of maybe Anthony Gordon. For Arsenal, the goal scorers for me, I'm going to go for Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, and Leandro Trossard. So yeah, those are going to be the goal scorers for that game on Saturday, which I will be watching the game with Charlene Smith. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, 3-1 to Arsenal is going to be my prediction. I believe they'll bounce back. If they drop points, then boy, your boy. Then could the title race be slipping off for Arsenal this season? So that's going to be the big question. But listen, like I said, Liverpool got that win against Luton, which was their game in hand. So they're not going to be playing this weekend because the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea. But Man City and Arsenal, over to you. Over to you. You have to win because if you don't, they allow Liverpool to have a big chance, and like not big, but a little bit of a chance of win the Premier League. If you know what I mean. So yeah, over to you. So yeah, Arsenal to win 3-1 against Newcastle United. Then we move on into a one Sunday game, and that is Wolves against Sheffield United. Now, of course, Sheffield United, like I said, they have the worst defense ever, 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 ever. But their last away game was against Luton Town, which they did win. But listen, Wolves are doing a fantastic job this season. I think what's Wolves' last game? Yeah, though it was against Tottenham. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Wolves' last game was against Tottenham, and they beat them 2-1. Just like they did the double up for Chelsea, they did the same thing for Tottenham. So listen, Sheffield United. I mean, I'm not giving them any chance. I mean, do I see Wolves scoring like 5 goals the way Brighton did? No, but I can see Sheffield United like get another game where they don't score and they don't get that win. So for this game, I'm gonna go for a Wolves 3-0 win up against Sheffield United. The goal scorers, I'm gonna go for Pedro Neto. Who else? Wanky Chan, and I'm not sure who else will score, but yeah, all I know is that Wolves are going to get that 3-0 win. And that game is going to be live on Sky Sports Premier League only. Because Sky Sports main event and Sky Sports Super will be confident in the Carabao Cup final between Chelsea and Liverpool. So Wolves against Sheffield United will be live on Sky Sports Premier League in the UK. So yeah, 3-0 2 is going to be my prediction for that game tomorrow. It's at Molineux Stadium. They're starting to look good at home. For Sheffield United, they'll walk bottom, and I think they'll be the first to get relegated. Maybe Burnley, I'm not sure who, but yeah, Sheffield United, I don't see them scoring and just getting another absolute battering, you know. So yeah, 3-0 to Wolves is going to be my prediction for that game on Sunday. Then on Monday night, we've got a London derby. East versus West at the London Stadium. West Ham United versus Brentford. Now, of course, both teams have lost. You know, Brentford lost 4-1 against Liverpool. West Ham lost 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. Now, this game, West Ham's last home game was against Arsenal in the London Derby, and they got 6-0 battering, and the fans left early, you know. Whereas for Brentford, their last away game was against Wolves, and they beat them 2-0. Now, listen, West Ham United are in ninth place, only 1 point above Chelsea. Now, listen, it's a must win for Brentford because, like Crystal Palace, they're only 5 points above the relegation. So, Brentford need to get this win because their last game against Liverpool, they were really good, but defensively, they were absolutely shocking. All 4 goals were absolutely shocking. Gave the ball away, allowed Liverpool plays that much space. They were absolutely shocking, you know, Brentford's defense. But listen, they're up against West Ham United, who which another game where they cannot get to win and they cannot even score. So listen, I feel bad for West Ham. I really, really do because I don't know where they go from here. But listen, I've heard that David Moyes is signing a contract. Now listen, I know West Ham fans want David Moyes out, but let's not forget, you guys are in the Europa League, you know? You are in the Europa League. Now, do like listen, and let's not forget, last season, I do get why West Ham fans wanted him sad because West Ham were close to relegation zone. But listen, you guys have won a trophy. You open Conference League and win the Europa League. So listen, do you listen? If I was a West Ham fan, I'll give David Moyes until the end of the season, you know, because there's a chance here we can win another European trophy and qualify for the Champions League. Because if you win the Europa League, that means you qualify for the Champions League, you know. So yes, even though West Ham want to be be in above the top 10 and just, perhaps get into European places, for me, if they finish like outside of the top six but win the Europa League, what does that tell you? Does that tell you that David Moyes still wants to get sacked? Because I remember I was on DR Sports for the live calling show, and I had to ask him, like, listen, I know you guys want David Moyes out, but you've won a trophy. You win the Europa League, and I think he will prove next season. And look at that. They're in ninth place. This time last season, I believe West Ham was in 13th or 14th. So they've progressed a little bit, but I know the last couple of games they haven't been particularly that great. But listen, they still got a chance of winning a trophy. You know, I believe because West Ham are out of the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup, so they've got one chance. one chance. And if they don't win the Europa League, then I think David Moyes' job is to let them qualify for the European places again. And let's not forget, listen, West Ham are 8 points behind Manchester United. So in order for West Ham to really get into the top six, they need to win. They need to go on a winning one and make sure that Man United drop a couple of points. So there we go. So listen, West Ham are not out of the European places just yet. They're not out of it. Like if they're close to the relegation zone and they didn't win the Europa League, then I understand David Moyes, West Ham fans wanting David Moyes out. But if I was them, just give them until the end of the season. That is it. That's what you got to hope for. But in terms of this game, I mean, West, I mean, I just pity West Ham are going to have another game where they don't win and they're not going to score. So unfortunately, West Ham fans, if you're watching this right now, I'm gonna have to go for Brentford win of 2-0. I'm so sorry because Brentford did really well against Liverpool, and I think Ivan Toney should have won the penalty even though they've lost. So I expect Brentford to do the same thing against Liverpool, but I think defensively they'll improve, and I feel like they'll just keep most of the players quiet. So, unfortunately, West Ham fans, I have to go for Brentford of 2-0. The goal scores, I'm going to go for Ivan Toney to score twice in that game. So yeah, because he's back and he keeps on scoring, scoring, and scoring. So he's back all right. So that's why I think Ivan Toney will score twice for this game. So yeah, on Monday Night Football on Sky Sports, I'm going to go for 2-0 Brentford win of that game on Monday night. Right, guys. So that is all my predictions. Let me go through them one more time. So Saturday's games, 3 p.m. kickoff. I've gone for Villa 3-1 win against Nottingham Forest in the Midlands Derby. I've gone for 1-1 draw between Brighton and Everton at the Amex Stadium on the South Coast. I've gone for 2-0 Palace win against Burnley in Southwest London. I've gone for 2-1 Man United win against Fulham at Old Trafford in the city of Manchester. I've gone for 3-0 Man City win against Bournemouth, the place I went to last Saturday at the Vitality Stadium in the South Coast. They've gone for 3-1 also win against Newcastle United at the Emirates Stadium in North London. Then on Sunday game, the only one in the West Midlands, 3-0 Wolves win against Sheffield United at Monastery. Then London Derby, East versus West. I've gone for Brentford 2-0 win against West Ham United at the London Stadium on a Monday night. So that is it, guys. That is all my Premier predictions for game week number 26. So let me know in the comments down below would you agree or disagree with any of my predictions. And what's your predictions? Get active in the comments down below and I'll respond to them as soon as I can. I know I missed some of the comments from last video, but it's because I was so busy last week. But I will promise you that if I see any comments, I'll respond to them as soon as I can. So I do apologize if I missed some of it last week, but I'll make sure I'll do it. I'll make sure to do it in this video. But yeah, guys, so that is it. That is all my pain predictions. Of course, the Carabao Cup final prediction will be out tomorrow where I'm gonna be previewing the Chelsea Liverpool game. So don't forget to check that out tomorrow. And then on Sunday, live watch long and a match reaction to the Carabao Cup final. And let's just hope and pray that we get revenge on Liverpool and we break the Wembley curse. Because if we lose against Liverpool on Sunday, will become the first team in English history to lose 6 Wembley finals in a row. In a row. So it just kind of so we can't this happen again. We seriously need to win, but I'll talk more about that in tomorrow's video. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget if you're new, click the subscribe button below, hit the bonus notification so that never miss any of my YouTube content. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, make sure you click the share button so that everyone is welcome to give their predictions and react to my predictions as well in the comments down below. So yeah, guys, have enjoyed the rest of the games. Looking forward to Sunday. Nervous, but looking forward to the game. And let's just hope that Chelsea can get a win and win a trophy on the porch for the very first time in the UK. So there we go. All right, guys. So take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll catch you guys again soon. Peace.